and I I will also kind of share a little bit about myself and also, you know, open up your hackathon, which should be an exciting 2 days. My name is Adebayo. As I mentioned, I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Neo Group. We're a group of companies focused on enabling and empowering underrepresented groups of people to build. So we've got two companies. We've got an education company that has specialized over the last 7 years to upskill women specifically. And we're on a mission to upskill 1 million women. And then we've also got a kind of AI powered salon in Birmingham as well. So that's kind of like a little bit about me and a little bit about the businesses that I run. I was taught to inspire you on everything to do with what does it mean to build an impactful product, and what does it mean to essentially think about what to build really. So um, I'm going to say it from my perspective in terms of how I've been able to get to this place of being able to build two products or two businesses, should I say, with multiple products within it. I always think it starts with the problems that you see. So when you're thinking about what you're going to build in the next 2 days, think about what are the problems do I see in my world, and what are the solutions that already exist today, right, for that problem. You may see a problem to do with there's actually not enough resources for learning, right? And these are the resources that exist today for learning. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So these are the resources that exist for learning, and these are the things that I want to be able to do to change that. So always start with the problem, and we call it the problem first approach. What's the problem that I'm trying to solve? And then this is the solution that I'm trying to kind of bring to the table that's different from the market. And when you're thinking about your solution, think about, okay, what about this solution is different, and can this solution compete with what's already on the market? Most of the time, um, products fail not because they are not good enough, but because actually people don't. It's almost like a vitamin, right? And a vitamin means that it's a nice to have rather than a must have, right? So during a recession time, right, am I going to definitely need this product? So when you're thinking about building this next 2 days, think about, okay, how do I build something that actually is a painkiller that kills the pain that people already have today? And what you find is that if you build something meaningful and impactful and valuable to users, you're going to see that attraction will follow it because people will just naturally and organically evangelize about it. So that's the first thing. I think the second thing when it comes to building as well, um, I think it's really important to really think about what's the approach of which I'm going to build at, how am I going to build this product? Um, you know, before we got airplanes that we have today, those airplanes started off with a cardboard box where people put together different concepts, and actually piece together different frameworks or different um what's the word? Uh, uh, yeah, different frameworks in order to be able to create an airplane. So what we call that in tech is a minimum viable product. When you're thinking about this next 2 days, don't think, oh my gosh, I want to build this, I want to build that, and I want it to have all these different features. Think about what's the smallest thing that is going to solve this problem. E.g., we all need to move from A to Z when it comes to movement across the world or movement across cities. We can get a car to move from A to Z. We can get an aeroplane to move from A to Z. We can get a scooter to move from A to Z. In fact, we can also use our legs to walk. So I would actually see that like a scooter is like a minimum viable product versus an aeroplane. So you might have an aeroplane vision, but think really small. So your big vision might be, do you know what? I want to create this kind of incredible water system that filters water, but at the same time, is able to detect dirty water start off with one thing, start with one small concept and get results, get responses. I will also say once your MVP is ready, the whole point is to find a way to actually ship it fast. Now, building in a hackathon is not enough, but actually, how do you go out and actually test what you're building to an audience? See what people think, and not just what people think, and not what people are saying to you. See how people are behaving using your product, right? When you ask them about a concept, what do they think about it and how are they reacting? Are they saying, oh my gosh, I will use it, but their facial expression is saying something different? Document those and use those to be able to act as data points for your next kind of iteration of your product. Um, so that's kind of like the process that I would really encourage everyone on here to think about when it comes to building a product. Another thing that I would also say is don't give up. You know, ideas come from hackathons like this. Actually, our AI powered salon in Birmingham, which is turning and scaling through an AI co-pilot for hair, started off as a hackathon like this, where I literally was like, do you know what? I have an idea where I want people to be able to um try on hairstyles and be able to have like almost kind of a hair best friend on their phone. How can I make that happen? And I found collaborators who could support me in that. And because of that, I was able to win certain cash prizes. And then it's a business today. So don't give up, keep pushing, and find ways in which you can continue to build beyond the 2 days that you um already have. And I also think that the last thing I'll say is that it's not enough to build something. Listen, the reason why we use a lot of the products today is because somebody told us about those products, because someone marketed it to us. When you build the product, document the process on LinkedIn. Document this next 2 days on LinkedIn. As you're building, make sure you're documenting it, sharing about it. This is, I'm about to embark on a 2 day build process. Share and document about it, because you never know who's watching and you never know who's the next person that would actually be either that partner, that team member, or that investor that could essentially help take your product to the next level. And then I would say lastly, stay humble, because your business, the product that you build today is going to be the worst that you would ever build. It's going to be the worst if you continue to build iteratively. If your if the first version of your products you are not ashamed about, you actually didn't build fast enough. So actually stay humble, keep listening to your customers, keep listening to your users in order for you to be able to continue to iterate and build a product that's fit for market and is fit for the audience that you're targeting. I hope the next 2 days is rewarding for you, mostly enjoyable, secondly, but also it sparks innovation and it sparks opportunity for you to be able to build really cool products. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. Let's give room for one question before she goes. Anyone, one question? Any question? One question. Any question? Oh, just one question. Just one question. Okay, okay.
Thank you so much for time taking to address us. You mentioned a lot of things, but one thing that I really picked, which I want you to please give us more light on it. Two things. I mean, you talk about um, documentation, customer satisfaction. So as a result, that will help us to at least market our products. So we've got a lot of training that we've attended, sometimes how to get money, how to get this to make the products awareness known. So could you please give us more light in terms of beyond social network? Is there any other way that we can approach the investor to help in order to progress on the journey? So that because at some point we can build, at the end, no one is coming around. At some point, people can be fed up on going forward on it. So any other tips you can give and to advise on this?
Okay, in order, I just to understand, just so I understand the question correctly, how do you kind of meet investors? There are different ways in which you can meet investors. Actually, today there was another hackathon that was going on that was led by an investor that I'm part of, where they were essentially allowing you to build AI products within in a day. You get to win up to £100,000 in equity and £100,000 um, pounds in Google credits. So it's literally plugging into networks like that, finding out communities. There's so many. I'm going to actually there's like so many lists online, where you can actually find a lot of investor email addresses and do cold emails. So cold email outreach. You can literally type in venture capital in the UK or in Aberdeen. I think that's where you guys are based. On Google, and just go and connect with them. And when you're talking to investors, don't go and talk to them and say, "Oh, I bought this right product." Build a rapport, because they're human beings like you. Like most times, we human beings, we don't like people coming to us and asking us for money. You know, build a rapport, build a relationship, and then pitch what you've got to pitch. If you feel like it's the right fit. I would say that documenting your journey is probably very important in this day and age. Really making sure that you're not just building it in stealth mode, but finding a way to document the journey. There was a guy that I saw on LinkedIn this morning. He literally printed out a sheet of paper, and he kind of put on the sheet of paper, B2B founder, um, I can't remember, B2B founder, pre raising pre-seed, launched a product with traction, and he literally pasted it at the back of his laptop. And everywhere he was working, right, he carried the laptop, and people could see that he was raising at the back of his laptop. From that, he got, I think, 7 investors, no pitch decks, no, like nothing like that. That small innovative thing in order to be able to be noticed. And I obviously don't know where he went, but I'm sure he positioned himself by going into the offices that those VCs will be in, right? And sitting in those spaces. So you just need to make sure that your approach is innovative, your approach is different. Because investors get a lot of requests for people to invest in them. So how are you going to stand out? You know, what is it that you're building that is actually stand out? What is it that you're building that is different? What is it that you're building that is exciting? What is it that you're building that is going to actually shape the way our world thinks and our world works? So don't undermine social media, but how you appear on social media is also very important too.
Yeah, thanks so much. I think I know the event you're talking about. Is it the event that Adebayo came?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw it. I think, yeah. So thank you very much, Oyin. Thanks so
No
much.
worries.
Yeah,
No
thanks so much.
problem.
So please come clap for her again. Yeah, thank you so much. Bye.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Yeah. So